All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So I'm sure you've heard of John McClain at this point, right? He's been at the forefront of the Deshaun Watson situation, I want to say since the beginning, right? He's been covering the Texans for a long time, really popular guy, works for the Houston Chronicle. So it seems like John McClain has the most inside information on what's happening with the whole Deshaun Watson situation, all the drama, all the rumors. It seems like McClain has been the go-to guy. At least he's been the guy who's been the most vocal about the situation. Okay, so recently, McClain was on a podcast, and he mentioned within the podcast that Houston isn't in this frantic state where they're picking up the phone, they're calling every team out there that needs a quarterback, Jacksonville, the Jets, Miami, all of these different teams, Philly, Denver, New England. Houston isn't panicking. They want to keep Deshaun Watson, right? They don't want to trade Deshaun Watson, but the only team, and this is from McClain, he said that the only team that the Houston Texans would trade Deshaun Watson to would be to the New York Jets. And as we all know, the Jets have the most power. They hold all the cards. Why? Because the Jets have that second overall pick. The Jets have multiple first round picks, right? This season, next season, we have multiple third round picks, all right? The Jets also have a young quarterback on the roster in Sam Darnold, who, if Houston finds appealing, they could include him in the trade package, okay? So really, the New York Jets, they have the power. They have more power. They have more draft compensation than every other team out there. Carolina, Denver, San Francisco, New Orleans, Philly, all of these different teams, New England. The only team that can really stand a chance or hold a candle to the Jets is the Miami Dolphins, because they're in a really similar spot. They also have multiple first-round picks. They also have a young quarterback in Tua that they can offer. The only difference is that the Jets are coming off of a 2-win season, and the Dolphins are coming off of a double-digit win season. All right, so we all kind of understand the whole Deshaun Watson trade clause as well. He essentially decides where he can go because he can veto a trade. But really the feeling is that Deshaun Watson just wants out. He doesn't care where he plays. He just wants out. He's going to accept the trade anywhere, whether it be Washington or Denver, wherever it may be. He just wants to get out of Houston. All right, so with that information, I feel like the Jets right now are in the best chance to get him. I feel like even though Miami is close with trade compensation, I think the only team that we really have to watch out for is the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, man, because as far as Washington is concerned, because I would say Washington, but I felt like within the Matthew Stafford talks, Washington felt uncomfortable giving up a certain amount of draft compensation for Stafford, and they loved him. They loved Matthew Stafford, but then they said, you know what, enough's enough. We're not going to do it. All of a sudden, LA comes in with a great offer, and boom, Stafford's headed to LA. We heard rumors that the Carolina Panthers, number one, aren't sold on Teddy Bridgewater long term. They shouldn't be. Okay, so we know that they're not sold on Teddy. They have been offering Teddy in trades. They were really far along in talks with the Detroit Lions with Matthew Stafford. Supposedly, Carolina offered the Lions the 8th overall pick, a 5th round pick, and Teddy Bridgewater. So what do we know? We know that Carolina wants to upgrade the quarterback position. Okay, we know they called about Matthew Stafford and they offered a sweet package. And we know they want to move off of Teddy Bridgewater, okay, which also they can save a lot of money by doing that, right, with just cap situations. So you're looking at a potential trade with the Houston Texans. Watson would welcome that. He would be essentially going home because he would be so close to Georgia. He played college ball in South Carolina, Clemson, obviously. He fits the system with Joe Brady. They have offensive weapons. The defense is young. It's up and coming. I think Carolina's really trending in the right direction. Players love playing for Matt Rule. He's a great coach. Joe Brady, again, he's staying in place where, there's going to be no switch ups, no changes with the offense, with the offensive system, with the offensive play calls, nothing. Okay, so Deshaun Watson would be walking into a great situation. And then the question turns into, okay, what costs more? Going to get Deshaun Watson from Houston or shooting up to spot number 2 or 3 for a rookie, unproven quarterback? Which, by the way, would cost a ton. It would be a huge trade package. All right, so as of right now, I would say keep your eye on Carolina. Let's keep our eye on Denver. Obviously, we have to factor in Miami and New York, but right now, I would say the Jets are the front runner. And then I was thinking about a little conspiracy, right? If John McClain has been covering the Texans for a long time, I'm assuming he's a fan of the team. We all know that the Jets can offer the best trade package. In turn, meaning the Texans would get the most. As far as quantity is concerned, the Jets have multiple firsts this season, multiple thirds. We have Sam Darnold, young quarterback on the roster, 2 first-round picks next season. As far as quantity of draft capital is concerned, the Jets can offer the most. Quality, the Jets also check that box, right? No other team out there can offer the second overall pick. It's impossible. It's impossible. No other team can do that. So could John McClain almost be saying this as almost like a welcome to the Jets? Like, hey, we're open to doing business with you. With you. We're not really interested in doing business with Denver or New England or Washington. No, we want the second overall pick. Or we love Sam Darnold, but we also want that second overall pick. We love your first round picks. We want as much draft compensation early. We don't want first round picks for the next 3 years. We want them all in this draft or next draft. Could that be a scenario? And I think the answer could be yes, right? And then of course you can, kind of push back and say, hey, that's kind of like Houston showing their entire hand while the Jets hold all the cards anyway. So just a fun little scenario to kind of think about. The Jets hold all the power. Bottom line, the Jets hold the power. We, as far as the quantity of picks, we check that box. The quality of picks, we check that box. We have the young quarterback to offer as well. The Jets right now, I would say, are the front runner in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. But keep an eye on Carolina. I don't want to write off Miami. I don't want to write off New England. And I don't want to write off Denver. I think right now Washington, I think the price is a little too high, but I think right now the top 2 teams are the New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers. So I'll leave it there. John McClain with an interesting little tidbit in his podcast. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Where do you think the Jets are standing right now with this whole situation? Where are you standing? Do you want Deshaun Watson? Is it just too much of a headache at this point? Do you think he's kind of just quitting on his team? I've seen a lot of people say that. Or do you just want to fully just ride this thing out? Get Deshaun Watson at all possible costs. Get Watson in the building. Maybe Wilson, maybe Fields, who knows? Maybe Trey Lance trade back, or sticking with Sam Darnold. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for sticking with this channel. And as always, go Jets.